You will also agree with me that the report of the European Union is enough to trigger a national problem.
One may be wondering why the APC camp are always protesting, even though they are the one that won the election. P2B won this election, yet he was pushed out by Bola Ahmed Tinubu's camp, yet has done no single protest. APC has done protests from the very day they started challenging the process which this election was delivered in court. APC has done another protest by telling Nigerians that P2B did not win the election, but Bola Ahmed Tinubu won the election. APC is doing another protest aligned with the EU report. They have said that the EU report are a scam. You can see some pictures showing on your screen. But why is APC, why do they keep venting? Why are they always on the street protesting, knowing fully well that they are the ones who truly won the election? Let me quickly take you to why this EU report is really causing some havoc, and I'm going to be using two prominent APC fake news peddlers, which are Femi Fani-Kayode and his very own brother Keyoma. 2023 election, EU lists Keyamo, Fani-Kayode and among top fake news peddlers. Former Junior Labour Minister Festus Keyamo and ex-aviation minister Femi Fani-Kayode have earned the infamy of being among fake news purveyors during the 2023 election in Nigeria. The European Union Election Observers and Observation Mission Nigeria 2023 final report listed Mr. Keyamo and Fani-Kayode among fake news purveyors who misled the public before and during the 2023 general election. I wonder why the APC are venting. They thought that EU report would be like INEC report that announced the result, the presidential result, in the middle of night when everybody was sleeping. It's a shame, and this thing will continue to haunt the democracy of Nigeria. There was an increased incidence of the misleading information the days leading up to and during the election. In many cases, false reports were spread by well-known personalities associated with political parties, stated the EU report released on Tuesday, listing Mr. Keyamo and Mr. Fani-Kayode, who were spokesperson for then presidential candidate Bola Tinubu's campaign team, who is now the president of Nigeria. The EU observers report cited instances where the duo dishes out fake news as they campaigned for their candidate. On 12 February, Festus Keyamo from APC promoted information published by a suspicious website accusing P2B of bribery. The story quickly became viral and was in few hours debunked, the report noted. People Gazette reported how Mr. Keyamo calculated photos of a Chicago festival to misrepresent the turnout of supporters for Mr. Tinubu's campaign rally in Sokoto. This Keyamo is very good at dishing out fake news front and back. Then in the other way, it added Fani-Kayode, former Minister of Aviation and an APC party member, made a claim on February 11, 2023 that the PDP presidential candidate Abubakar had a secret meeting with serving military generals in Abuja. But let's take, for instance, why is this very tweet by EU, or should I say, why is this report by EU giving these people serious headache? Remember that EU observers say Nigerian 2019 election weren't transparent. That means even in 2019, during the time of Buhari and Atiku's election, they equally sought out to come and investigate Nigeria's election, which was a total fraud during that period. The EU observer stated he accused Atiku of wanting to incite chaos, provoke a coup d'etat, and establish a new and unconstitutional order. Kayode posted this claim across multiple social media platforms, and it gained 281 0.2k total impression. The next day, he posted that the army denied reports about a meeting between its officers and Atiku. Reacting to the EU report on Monday, Mr. Kayoma said all the hoopla over the EU report is neither here nor there when it comes to legitimizing or legitimizing or delegitimizing the government of the day. That power and responsibility belongs to the judiciary. The EU observers debunk claims that the 2023 general election were free, fair and credible, lamenting the killing of 74 people and berating Nigerian police for attacking journalists while ignoring political talks disrupting the polls. I know that APC camp will be regretting the reason why they decided to involve the EU report on this very case. But funny enough, whether they like it or not, whether they don't like it or not, the truth has been spoken and this thing has fallen into the suspicious belief by so many people. The APC government is a full-blown government with no shame. They gladly accept money from the European Union to conduct a fraudulent election and allow them to observe. However, when they dare to speak about what they witnessed with their own eyes, you turn against them, accusing them of wanting to incite war in Nigeria and fight against your sovereignty. But let's talk about one important thing that I just noticed about this protest that I talked from the beginning of this video. Why is APC frequently manipulating protest tactics in Nigeria? No party has ever staged protests more frequently than the APC, even when they pay the hired protesters peanuts. The government has been providing them with protection and security ever since they started, and we have not heard of a single person being injured or shot. Before the election, they staged a protest in Abuja with SMART at the forefront, warning Nigerians. After the election, they continued to stage more protests in Abuja with SMART Edward, again warning Nigerians not to protest. Like they held a protest to discourage Nigerians from participating in protests. What kind of nonchalant behavior is that? That means you are holding a protest to warn others not to protest. Very, very funny country, claiming that they are the native. Perhaps other Nigerians are mere visitors. Following that, they hired more protesters to claim that no mandate was stolen and threatened both Labour Party and PDP supporters. They also held another protest in support of INEC. During the presidential election petitions, they hired desperate people to protest, claiming to stand with their drug lord. Even as the petition process continues, they went to Kaduna to hire more protesters, providing them with placards without explaining the purpose of the protest. Even before June 12, they staged more protests. Now, the European Union has released a report stating that the election was rigged and marred with violence. Despite this, the APC still stages protests against the EU, demanding that they leave Nigerians alone and paying protesters 2,000 naira each. But I get to wonder, these people that they pay 2,000 naira all the time, what is truly their problem? They keep dragging other Nigerians that want the betterness of this country backward. This has got me to wonder. They have been protected and safe most of the time, often having security around them. The APC deserves an award for their frequent staging of protests. But when Nigerians are ready to hold their protests, I hope the government will also extend the same protection. Is it the government only for the APC people? I hope they can withstand it when Nigerians rise up to protest, and the Oba will not abandon his palace and go into hiding, and Tinubu will not escape to France like he did last time. They continue to take advantage of impoverished Nigerians, weaponizing poverty and manipulating them into protesting for causes they don't even understand. One of the funny pictures that you see on this social media is this very guy that is holding EU is a scam. Abi, EU report is a scam. If you ask him what is the meaning of EU, he would tell you that Ekusigo unifier. That is very, very terrifying. Their protest started way before election, remember. NSAS, APC staged a protest against ESTAS and also provided them securities and paid them peanuts as usual. This is becoming more disheartening as many Nigerians are being used for this. Let's quickly look at the Buhari's 2019 EU report. The 2019 report, the presidency has welcomed the report of European Union on the 2019 general election in Nigeria. The reason why this European Union report on Nigeria in 2019 election did not go viral or was not rebooked by anybody, it was because Buhari was in a safe haven. Atiku was not ready to follow up the case in court. So we should thank God for somebody like Peter Obi, who is following these politicians and hammering on it that this election was not free and fair. It was rigged, and this lies is going to be proven in court. So if they are angry about the EU report, they should go and rest. This is not the first time that this report has been made. Thank you for supporting the Future News. See you in our next video. Peace.